Hello, Ganesh.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
How was your session today?
It was good. I mean, I like the questions. I like the way people are interested to learn more about data science from an agile perspective. So I generally love the conversation here.
It was particularly interesting for me because I hear people talk about data and how data is just a lot of work and that doesn't get used at the end of the day.
Yes.
But then when you spoke, it was like this aha moment that, okay, I need to ask some questions relating to data and agility. So there's this particular thing that stood out for me. Is there a possibility whereby agility and data can actually work together? And it's not that we are just forcing a model on it.
Yeah, so the great question actually. Agility and data can really work together provided you know the appropriate context and the model. And the most important thing is the data and the business analyst and the entire stakeholder team, they should work together. Because if the data team works towards their data, the business analyst team does their job, and the stakeholder stays away, it's not helping you in any way. So data analyst, business analyst, and the entire stakeholder team should work to define the models and what benefit the model provides for the company. That should be the ideal goal.
Oh, okay. So that means there's actually like an interrelationship with it. But then how does sprints fall into it? So, because I know sprint is like stand-up meetings and and with data, you need to have relevant data for use. So when we are saying, okay, we want to do data and we want to do sprint time, how does it work? Because I know that there's some times whereby we will not have complete data.
Yes. So exactly, right? So great question here. So the most important thing is the first step is involving, you should have the appropriate data to build the models. If you don't have the data, then you need to clean the data, gather the data, and structure the data to ensure that data can be consumed in the best possible way. Once you have the data, then you can start building the models. Once you start building the models, then you can show to your stakeholders whether these models are providing any business value or the benefit. And once the stakeholder approval is done, then you can probably release the model for betterment of the company.
So now, I want to understand. I'm sorry for taking you back, because I know that with agility there is like incremental value. So with data now, that means we have to make sure that everything is complete before we come into a stand-up meeting.
Not exactly. I think that there's something in the data feedback loop. There's something called as inspect and adapt, right? So you don't have to have the entire data set. Whatever data set you have, you can try to build a model, get some inference and adjust the feedback loop. Can I do the model better? Can I have better decisions? Can I make some good scholastic modeling based on the data I have? And then once you get the complete data, you can build better models because you have the entire data set.
Yeah, so because you have the full data set, it's easier to now build the full repository of data. Okay, that brings me to another question. I have this dilemma of do data rest with data analysts, or rather do insights rest with data analysts or the business decision makers?
Great question here. So
data scientists.
Yeah. So the data analyst analyzes the data based on what the business provides. But to ensure the inferences are made properly from a company perspective or from a stakeholder perspective, you need to involve business and data together to make a good decision. Because if you take decision just by data, it might not be good. If you just take a decision based on the business data, it's still might not be good. So you need to have a combination of data analysis and business skills to ensure that whatever inferences and whatever the data you're doing, whatever the models you're building is in the right place.
So that means there should be like a relationship between the business analyst team and also business decision makers and also the data science team. Because at the end of the day, there's an holistic information. It is
an entire spectrum we should be following, because we should involve them early in our process so that we can get good inferences.
Now that makes sense.
Sure, thanks.
Thank you so much. So, final question: what is one thing that you want the people that are listening, people that even listen to your presentation, but maybe they left out a few important notes? What is one thing that you want to leave with them as we close out on Scrum?
Sure. I think the most important thing I would say to any company who are doing a data science from an agility perspective is don't over-engineer things, right? I mean, a working model is great. I mean, if a working model is great, as long as people can reduce inferences and you can get some feedback and you can use it. Don't wait too long to build a model.
Okay.
Don't wait too long to get your data and don't over-engineer or over-complicate the things. Involve business early, get some decisions, show your dashboards and continuously build upon.
That's really profound. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Have a nice day.